welcome to Horror Rewind. This is Kelly Florence.
And this is Meg Hofdahl.
And this week we're talking about arachnophobia.
Do you have arachnophobia?
I don't, do you?
Maybe a little, yeah.
Okay. First of all, welcome back, Meg, because it's been a long time since we saw each other, and it's been a long time since we recorded together.
Yes, I know, and I want to thank Nate. He's been doing a terrific job in my stead. So,
Yay!
Yes, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So how was your November and December?
Good. I didn't do a lot of traveling for work, which was kind of nice to chill. And I've been sort of focusing on writing and, mommy stuff this time of year. Having small kids is really fun. And yeah, it's been really nice. And I'm excited for what's to come in this new year. But I have been having a nice, quiet, but still productive time. How about you?
Oh, that's good. Yes. I mean, it was so busy, and I don't think we could have gotten together even if we had tried, because you were writing a couple novels.
Yeah.
Other things. I had my end of the semester, all of the holidays, all of that stuff. It's busy.
It's busy. Right now we're looking out. It's negative something degrees right now because we, for some reason, live in Minnesota. And right now we're looking out. We can see the steam rising off of my hot tub, and all four of our kids are, even though it's negative, 11 or something right now, they're all out there in the hot tub.
And perfectly happy and safe.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. I think they're alive. I think.
It's fine. No, it's lovely. And that's the thing that people don't realize. I mean, people do it in cold climates, but people who are not from cold climates are like, how could you be outside in a hot tub right now? But it actually works out just fine.
All right. Let's talk. Actually, before we talk arachnophobia, I want to know what your process is when you watch one of these movies. When you're like, okay, it's time to watch a Horror Rewind movie. Do you take notes? What are you taking notes on? Are you watching it really closely, pausing it when you need to? Like, what's your process?
I typically just go through it and watch it in a sitting, and like I'm just really watching it. And I do take notes, but I rarely pause it. I just try to have that whole experience. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I take notes on my phone. Sometimes I'll like dictate them because it's like then I don't have to like look down and type. And yeah, I try not to like pause it. I mean, there are a couple times I've had to like watch half of a movie and then watch the rest later or something. But I try to just experience it as in its full glory.
I have to tell you about my experience seeing this movie for the first time.
Okay.
It was, what year did it come out?
1990.
1990. So it was like at the height of the mall era in my life.
Oh,
where,
sure.
We could get dropped off at the mall and go do things by ourselves or meet up with parents later or meet up with friends or whatever. And my friend and I, we were with my parents, and they're like, okay, well, let's meet at, Arachnophobia at 4 or whatever. And so for some reason we sat down in this restaurant in the mall and we ordered, and then we realized that the movie was about to start. Like we had lost track of time or something. So we left the restaurant without our food or without even telling them. We were like 6th graders or 7th graders.
Yeah.
And then we went to see Arachnophobia, but it was like this big thing because
so you could still remember. Yeah. Oh, that's the worst.
And especially
you
being
ordered.
Age, it was like kind of a big deal. We
yeah.
were at a restaurant, and we totally ran
you
out
flakes.
On it. At least we didn't like eat the food and not pay.
That's true.
But it was still bad.
I mean, it's still ditching a little. So, did you get there in time?
Yeah.
Okay. Phew.
I remember we entered after the previews, but hey, such is life.
Yeah. No kidding.
When did you first see this movie?
Well, it came out when I was probably too young to watch it, but I remember I didn't see it in the theater, but I saw it on TV, I think. So I've always kind of seen like the TV edit of it, I guess.
Yeah.
And I've always liked it. I have a thing about spiders. I mean, I don't think I'm unique. I think I feel the same way about spiders that most people do, right? I mean, I don't know if I have arachnophobia. I just think they're fucking disgusting. And I say all the time, like, the scariest thing in the world to me is, like, a huge spider. If you looked over and a huge spider was, like, blinking through the window right now, to me, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, and they're just so vile. Like, they're so, it's like everything about them is the opposite of us. Like, they are so far from anything cute, like a cute baby or a cute monkey or a cute puppy. Like, there's just nothing. Oh, I hate them.
Cute animation? No. Okay.
Well, there is. Yeah, I know what you mean. I saw some. Yeah, they're okay. Okay.
I mean, that's okay. Cute, but they are disgusting.
And I write for Spider Mirror Journal, and they posted some really cute little spiders, like Christmas spiders.
That little that gif of the spider like dancing in the mirror, which I know.
Yes, yeah,
that's adorable.
That is cute.
I mean, I guess
okay.
It's not dancing; it's trying to scare the other spider, which is actually itself. But yeah.
Sorry, my phone text. Kelly tells me all the time to shut it off, and I don't. But just so you guys know, my husband wants a Big Mac meal from McDonald's.
Oh, well. A couple things. Jeff Daniels is in this.
Yes.
And I just saw him in Godless on Netflix.
Oh, okay. That's a Western?
Yeah, and he plays a bad guy, and he was good at it.
I hear there's a lot of good women roles in that. Oh, he plays a bad guy.
And this isn't a spoiler, but the reason that the town is all women is because all of their men, of course, back in this era, were down in the mine working, and all the women were home in this little mining town, and they all died. So it's just women left.
Would I like it? Because I'm not a big Western person.
I don't know. I didn't recommend it to you.
Yeah.
I don't know that you'd like it, but I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I've
kind of heard middle of the road things about it.
I would say it's middle of the road.
Okay. Here's what I love about Jeff Daniels, his Midwestern accent. I love it.
Yes.
And he always kind of has it.
Yeah.
Like he I don't know, there's just something I believe he's from Michigan, and there's just something so Midwestern about the way he talks. I just like it.
I also love him in Dumb and Dumber.
Of course.
I mean, Jeff Daniels, if some accusations come out about him, or there probably is, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that he's
now are
I feel so sad because he just seems like a nice guy.
He does seem like a nice guy.
And he's in the newsroom, which people love, and I haven't watched.
Oh, yeah, I haven't watched that either.
So,
we gotta get on that. Okay, so let's start. So, the first thing I thought of when the movie started, because I haven't seen this in a long time, have you?
No.
Okay. Did Campbell watch it with you?
He did.
Okay. Because I was thinking, I'm like, this seems like a good, the first thing I was thinking is it was big budget.
Yeah.
First thing. I was like, whoa, sweeping helicopter shots. Like, this is kind of a lot. And then I saw it was produced by Steven Spielberg. So I was like, oh, okay. And it was released by Disney. Oh, yeah, I didn't really do a history, but basically it came out in 1990. It was directed by Frank Marshall. This was his first movie he directed. He went on to direct a couple movies like Congo with Bruce Campbell. And but he's actually more known as a producer. He produced Raiders of the Lost Ark and lots of Poltergeist and lots of big movies. But this is his first directing. It did pretty well in the box office. It was kind of a modest success. And it's considered, a horror comedy released by Disney. Do they release a lot of horror comedies?
No, I don't think so.
Interesting. So, anyway, in the very beginning, we are in, I think, Venezuela. And there's big sweeping shots, and then we kind of get into this world, and all of a sudden we're seeing spiderwebs and nasty, just seeing spiderwebs makes me feel like something's on my shoulder.
Can I just say that they're doing science, #science, and it's all dudes.
Oh, I know. No, this whole movie is all dudes. White dudes.
Why can't there be some women or people of color in science? Hello, there are, obviously.
Well, and it's funny because, in 1990, I guess when you were making a movie, you just have a bunch of white dudes as scientists, and I'm so glad things have changed. I mean, maybe I'm being naive, but I feel like now it would be really hard to find a movie produced right now where there's just multiple scenes of white dudes, white dudes all the time. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too hopeful for our future. But anyway, I totally noticed that.
When they fog the trees and the stuff
falling. The sound. It's
just
like plopping.
Think of bugs falling on us right now.
I can't handle any bugs. That is one good thing about living in Minnesota, being negative
They're dead.
11. They're all dead right
Or
now.
sleeping.
Yeah, we're sleeping.
They're just lurking. Can I tell? I'm putting in a plug for this business I don't really know anything about, but you can look it up. But my dad's friend, his son, has a business in Seattle, and it's all about changing the world, and we're all going to start eating bugs. So his business
hell no.
is... Yeah, I
Wait,
know.
this is a business
Yeah.
or like a crazy person's blog?
No. He's like legitimately doing this, and it's, you know, taking off, and people are doing it in Seattle. That's where everything starts, right? Lunch, coffee. But you can look him up, and I think we might be friends on Facebook. But it's all about, you know, because they're saying that's the sustainable commodity on Earth is eating bugs.
I don't know how bugs would feel about that.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean,
I do know I
unless
don't like to eat bugs.
it's Walking Dead times and like I'm starving. But even then,
But, you know, like, remember Fear Factor? When they used to have
yes.
to eat bugs on Fear Factor? And they're like, usually alive. And you could,
and they
talk about getting their wings
yes.
stuck in their throat.
And they had to eat tarantulas on there. I don't know how much money. Okay, there's a dead, it's dead. How much money to
For
eat
what?
a dead tarantula?
Oh, God, no. No, it would take a lot.
It would take a
Imagine
lot.
their furry legs in your mouth. No, it has to be upwards of hundreds of thousands of dollars, I think. And even then, I don't know if I could do it.
You know, it's funny because there's an episode of Fear Factor where they had to be naked. Like, they had to walk down a runway naked. And my mom's like, well, I wouldn't do that for all the money in the world. I'm like, I would do that for like $300. Yeah. Like, sorry, you all have to look at me naked.
All what we would do. And I remember, do you remember that one episode where they had to eat like bull penis?
Oh, yes. And people actually like eat the Rocky Mountain oysters, like the testicles. But yeah, they had to eat the bull penis. Fear Factor? When's that coming back?
Joe Rogan's busy. He's got his own life.
Doesn't he have a podcast or something? Okay.
Hi, Joe Rogan.
Hi. There's the guy in the beginning, the random white dude number 1, and he goes to bed in his tent.
Because he's got a fever or something.
Because he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't feel good.
But because.
Why? Did he get bit or something?
Yeah, something
No,
happened.
maybe. Who cares? But anyway, he's in bed. Can you imagine anything worse? And then he gets bit by the spider. And I like the little, like, sometimes I look real, but sometimes, our dogs are fighting. Our tiny little dogs.
It's a Chihuahua and a Jack Russell Terrier, and my Chihuahua buried a bone in the yard, and the Jack Russell dug it up, and now they're fighting over it.
Anyway, okay.
White males.
Yeah, no kidding. There's a metaphor there about the bone. Okay, what was I saying?
Sorry.
I was saying how kind of cute the spider is sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when it's kind of the animatronic
And
puppet
it's like,
spider.
Yeah, it's like peeking.
Yeah. As if a spider could peek around that corner that size, and I would say, that's so cute.
Yeah.
But anyway, it crawls into bed with him. That's not okay. So he dies, obviously. So that kind of sets off. And then the freaking thing gets in the coffin. So that's how it gets to America.
Bodily fluids.
Oh, because then they show his body after. That was
I just
nasty.
have to say, anything crawling on you when you're asleep or in bed would be the worst. My aunt, she was laying in bed, and she woke up her husband and said, something just walked across me. And he said, was it big legs or little legs? And she's like, it was big legs. It was a raccoon. A raccoon got in their house and crawled across her body.
You'd think it would, like, try to stay away. It was probably rabid.
I don't know.
Jeez.
But they're fine. I mean, they were fine. They're both passed away now, but not from the raccoon.
Oh.
I shouldn't laugh, but I mean, it just sounded.
Yeah.
They both passed
And then
away.
they died. Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, can you imagine anything crawling on you?
No, my parents both have lived in the South, and they talk about, my mom says, like, one time, like, a flying cockroach landed on her while she was sleeping, and she didn't sleep the rest of the night because she hit it off of her face and then turned the lights on to find it and couldn't find it. And it's like, how is she going to sleep? Like, no,
Speaking of spiders and the South, my parents lived in northern Texas, like very close to Oklahoma, where your mom was from. And they said at a certain time of night, you just had to go in because the tarantulas came out. And they would
hell
do
no.
the thing
No,
where they
no,
would like go up
no,
on their hind legs
no,
or whatever because
no.
they're trying to like look bigger. Can you imagine? My parents said they were like, they literally had like a picnic blanket one time, and then the spiders came out because the sun was starting to set.
If you guys could see my face right now,
Oh.
like I can't handle. I've only seen a tarantula like in a glass thing. Like I've never seen one actually. You guys send in your tarantula stories. That's what scares me. Ugh.
A little tie-in to Friday the 13th here. The coroner is eating like right over dead bodies in Friday the 13th, and the coroner in this movie is too.
Oh, wait, in Friday the 13th?
Yeah, the second one or third. I don't remember.
Oh,
but
okay.
When they go to the coroner.
Oh, funny.
The coroner's just casually eating in horror movies over dead bodies is kind of like this.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. I wanted to be a coroner for a while.
Oh.
It didn't happen. Okay, Spider Cam. I love that they had Spider Cam.
Yes,
I
yes.
love it.
Yes.
Oh, and then the part with the cat in the coroner's office.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, you're worried about the cat. Oh my goodness.
Oh, this again, another trope: a family moving in sight unseen to a house.
It's every horror movie is like the dad being like, here's our new house.
Why?
That would never
And
happen.
also, I feel like this is a fake problem that there's already a doctor in town, so we don't need another one. Like every town needs more doctors.
Yeah. Oh, Bucky. Alright, he's.
Stop it. Okay.
One thing that I really liked was, despite this this trope of them moving in and it's all really typical, is that instead of getting their dad to come kill a spider, they have to go and get their mom to kill a spider.
I like that too.
So I like that.
He's definitely afraid, and because when he was a toddler, it
Yes.
was on his leg and he froze or something.
Yeah, he tells the story about that it traumatized him from his childhood. So I definitely like that it was like as soon as they see a spider, it's like, Mom, we need you. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cute. I like that there's kids. They have this neighbor girl who's not afraid of anything or doesn't seem afraid.
Yes.
They set up these characters in the town really well. I think it is the coroner and his wife, right? The ones that are eating the popcorn. Is that the coroner?
With what's her face from Drew Carey show?
Yeah.
I think so. I can't remember, but they do a good job of like I love horror movies that when you've like they have that small town and they have established characters and it kind of like the town becomes a character on its own. And I like too for 1990 I felt like the mom had a career and like a life and stuff. You know.
She's like, all I need is a fax machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Home.
Yeah. I see what you're saying about the doctor thing. It's like, I guess that's what you call a privileged problem or something like that. Yeah.
But really, a small town always can use more doctors. There's usually not enough doctors.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
but this real problem, okay, he gets the one patient and he says she's in perfect health and takes her off those pills and then literally the next day she dies. But it's a coincidence because the spider bites her.
Yeah.
But holy crap, can you imagine?
No, that's awful. That's awful. No, that would be, that would be, I mean, you have everybody, already, like, small towns can be a little, not happy to have new people, so, yeah, that would stink. Okay, what else? Oh, I wrote down, so my husband's a doctor, and I wrote down, it's really true that at parties people have you look at stuff. Like, it's, they were doing that in the movie, and I'm like, that's really what happens. People, like, take their shoes off.
Yeah.
Or, like,
or,
yeah.
What do you think about this?
Yeah, so I thought that was funny. Okay, so that woman dies first, right? His only patient.
Right.
And, of course, then these other people are like, it's, you know, they're not going to think, obviously, that it's a spider. And then who dies next? I wrote spider and helmet, so it must have been the high school.
The football player.
Oh, the
really
spiders
sad
in his, I mean, oh my god, ew.
And then remember, it's in the shower when that girl's taking a shower and it goes
Oh,
down
yeah.
the
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. No, they do a good job of making you feel creepy crawlers. By the end of this movie, I, like, just had the heebie-jeebies. Also, I thought the dialogue was good. I think it's, I appreciate that it was a horror comedy and that, like, they were, nothing was, like, super serious, too. I like movies like that.
Oh, the nice foreshadowing they're talking about the barn and like the spider webs and everything, and we're led to believe that this nest is going to be in the barn, but really it's in his wine cellar, his precious wine cellar. Oh, and John Goodman as comedy relief as the
he's great.
Exterminator. This was like at the height of Roseanne, I feel like.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And, so when I was reading about sort of the history of the movie, apparently, the year after the movie came out, the video game came out. And apparently you play as John Goodman in the video game.
That's so
Has
cool.
anyone played it? Let us know.
I didn't play that.
No, I don't know.
Fun.
I don't know what it was for. I didn't see like where you could play it on. But in 1991, I don't know, Nintendo? I don't know. But
3DO.
yeah. But that, yeah, you play as him, so that's kind of fun. And I wrote he's a classic mansplainer.
Yeah.
Like he just comes in, he's just like taught like
termites.
yeah. Yeah, he was funny. He
Or
was
you got
really
bad
funny.
wood or whatever.
Yes.
Oh, that scene with the couple. They're watching Wheel of Fortune, they're eating popcorn,
Aww.
it's so adorable, and then they both die.
Aww.
And their dead bodies are sitting there, and a spider comes out of one of their mouths.
Oh!
That was terrifying.
Also, fuck you, Spider, for being in a bowl of popcorn. You asshole.
Oh, I know.
You
Nothing to
ass.
say.
Oh, I also like the part where are you like this too where you want to say Jeff Bridges?
Yeah.
I want to say Jeff Bridges.
Daniels, yeah.
Jeff Daniels. I like the part when he wakes up and it looks like a spider on the wall.
So
And he's
real.
like staring at it and then it's just but how many times has that happened
Yeah,
to you?
for sure.
Where you're like, what
You wake
the
up and you're
fuck
like,
is
what is
that? Yes.
And especially for me without glasses on at
Oh, sure.
night,
Oh, that must
can't
be
tell
scary.
What the heck is anywhere.
That must be really scary.
But yeah, my speaking of, wild creatures or insects or bugs or whatever being in your house when they shouldn't, I think my favorite video on the internet right now is that bat flying around and they're like, "Get him, Daddy!"
Oh
like
yeah,
that Irish accent.
yeah.
And the
That's
dog
a good
piece.
one.
It's so funny.
That's a good one. Yeah. I have like thought about not going. If I ever got the opportunity to go to Australia, I get scared about the spider situation. Have you seen like people post pictures of like the spiders in their houses?
I haven't, actually looked into that because it's just not something I want to
Yeah,
discover.
it's like, and somebody's like, oh, my friend went to Australia and there's like spiders in their rental car, spiders in their hotel rooms, and I'm just like, oh, no.
Like if you had to, like Indiana Jones, be in a pit of snakes or a pit of spiders, which would you?
Snakes. I'd rather go in with snakes. What about you?
So too.
Like, my mom has a thing about snakes. Like that's her thing. Like she just thinks they're the worst. But honestly, I think I'd
I feel
rather
like
have a
at
snake
least with
on
a
me.
snake, like you can grab its head, and like hold its head so it can't bite you. But
Imagine
a
little
spider,
tarantula feet, like scratchy, scritch on your on your arm. Oh God, that's another thing they do in Fear Factor. They'd like put people in like coffin like things with stuff like that.
Oh God. Yeah. We're just like
We're just
make ourselves
yeah. Okay, so who else dies? We've got the football player, we have the old lady, we have the couple. Anybody else?
I don't know if anybody else dies. I can't recall, but the fear is real. And the guy sending his assistant because they don't think it's
Oh
like a big deal
yeah,
at first.
yeah.
I mean those scientists get involved and they're like, holy crap.
Yeah. They're like, uh-oh. And then the mom's picture of the spider web kind of leads them to...
Oh, doesn't the doctor die? Like the doctor? Or not?
Oh, yeah. He dies. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
yes,
mean,
and
which
her-
I guess is good for Jeff Daniels.
And then, yeah, her picture of the spider web is what leads them to their farm. Or their house.
Yeah. Yep. And then they go there, and then you're thinking, yeah, like you said, that's where the nest is. But it's not.
That pulsing,
Ah!
like, sack.
Ah!
Egg sack.
Nasty!
And it's on fire. And
Oh,
he's throwing
okay.
his wine, like,
Oh, he like likes his wine. Yeah. There's another privileged problem when you have to throw your expensive wine.
There's people without power. Puerto Rico,
yeah. Okay, so the climax. So there's so many. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, maybe I shouldn't say that. Well, thank you. What? Okay, so there's. That's the part I remember the most of the movie is all the spiders in the house, like when they're with the kids. Yeah. I think as a kid, anytime there's a kid in the scene, you're like more invested. And when they're all trying to get out of the house and they can't even. And those are like baby spiders. Those are like the babies. Are there any other spider movies that you like? I'm trying to think. Oh. Not quite. I mean, are there like any good like spider? I mean,
there's like the cheesy giant tarantula ones.
Yeah, I like those old ones like that, like them. I think that might be ants.
I can't remember.
But I mean, I feel like there's been a lot of cheesy like recent ones too, but like nothing. Yeah, nothing good.
This is good. It's a good balance of the scary, creepy stuff and comedy.
Yeah, and I like the characters. I know there were a lot of white men, but too many. But I like the characters. I thought I cared about what was happening to them and stuff. So, and I thought it was cool that he had this backstory of being scared of spiders. And then there's that kind of cool moment where he's sort of reliving his moment as a toddler, and he's like feeling paralyzed. Yeah, so I thought that was really cool character development. Yeah, I like this movie.
I like it too.
I think it's a good movie. What did Campbell think?
He liked it.
Good. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
He's not terrified of spiders like Arachnophobia, but who likes spiders? I mean, people do.
I mean, there are people who have them as pets.
Yeah.
Which, go you. But I just, no.
It's not for me.
No.
Hello, Horror Rewind listeners. This is Jason Bates from SpiderMirror.com. Since this is the Arachnophobia episode of Horror Rewind, we thought it'd be a good opportunity to let y'all know about Spider Mirror Journal. We are a new online journal. We do everything that you could possibly think of. We are looking for poetry and short fiction and movie reviews and music reviews and review your favorite podcast. Anything you might have to say, we want to hear about it. SpiderMirror.com. Thank you.
It's time for our fast forward segment. And do you know what I'm going to talk to you about?
No.
Just start guessing random things. I'm talking to you about a movie that's not a horror movie, but you absolutely need to see it.
Gasp.
It's one of my favorite movies of 2017, and it's called The Big Sick.
That's one of my favorite movies of 2017.
It's got a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. It is free on Amazon Prime right now to stream, but go out and rent it or buy it or whatever you have to do, because this is such a good movie. First of all, it's written by and about the real life story of Kumail Nanjiani and his wife, and how they met and fell in love, and their story. And it's like, oh, that sounds interesting. But you know what? Kumail is a huge horror fan. And he's a big X-Files fan. He actually got to be in the X-Files reboot when it happened a couple years ago. And it's just like a fun person to support. He's amazing. They watch Night of the Living Dead in it. He's got a poster of Shaun of the Dead on his wall. What other horror movie references are there?
He is showing her, is it old Vincent Price movies? Is that what it was?
Dr. Five.
Yes. And she's sort of like, oh, okay, is this like a test that you do with every girlfriend? So yeah, there's lots of good references. I also want to say Kumail has an X-Files podcast, which I haven't listened to, but it's on my to-do list to listen to that because that's amazing. But yes, I watched this movie on a plane, and it was like the highlight of my day. It was so good.
It's just a good, solid movie. And I know it's 2018 now, but looking back on 2017, a couple of my other favorite things. Get Out, of course, which we've talked about numerous times. And also, I did get to see Lady Bird in 2017, and that was also really good. Do you have any other picks from last year?
If you guys want to check out, I actually wrote my favorite horror moments. I have a little article on Spider Mirror Journal, and it won't be hard to forget that it's called Spider Mirror. Yeah. I talk about some of my favorite horror moments, like Get Out, Bates Motel finale.
Oh, MG, that was in 2017.
Yes, and so many other, Gerald's Game, of course, and some other things. Yeah.
Oh, since the last time we spoke, too, speaking of 2017, The Exorcist season 2 wrapped up, and no spoilers, but I freaking loved season 2.
Season 2 is really good. I did not know what to expect. I started watching it. Well, I watched the first season really fast because you told me, like, you got to watch it. So I watched that, and then I started season 2, and it has John Cho in it, and we love John Cho. Yeah. So I was excited about that. But it was so good. Yeah. It was so good. But you haven't watched the finale yet, have you? I want to say something. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you do. What else was so good in 2017 horror-wise?
I'm trying to think of, like, the horror movies that came out. Annabelle Creation came out this year. The
Cult of Chucky.
A couple of other random ones which I didn't get to see yet, which is Happy Death Day and...
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen that.
Not Wishmaster. What's that one?
Death Wish? Death Note? No. Wow, we're... Are we a parable? Oh, they want to come in. Our kids are trying to signal they want out of the hot tub now.
Okay. So we need to rank our... movie for the week and our fast forward, and can we rank them on pulsating egg sacs?
Yeah, we have to.
So out of 0 to 10 pulsating egg sacs, 0 being you hated it, 10 being it's a perfect movie, how many pulsating egg sacs do you give Arachnophobia?
I give it 8 of them because it's funny. I like some of the characters' backstories, Jeff Daniels' Midwestern accent, and spiders are creepy AF.
I also give it an 8. We're like right on the same level. We should write our numbers down separately and then reveal them to each other.
Oh, we should. Like Olympics judging or something.
Yeah, because this is absolutely true. But I think it's a great movie. I don't think it's perfect, but I really enjoy it. How many pulsating sacks, I'm just going to say pulsating sacks, do you give The Big Sick?
Oh my gosh.
I'm giving it a 10.
I'm giving it a 10 too.
Okay.
Because it's hilarious. It's heartfelt. It makes you want to cry sometimes. It's really funny. And it has good horror references. And Kumail Nanjiani is a huge X-Files fan. So he gets all the awards.
X-Files ringtone?
He has the X-Files ringtone in the movie, and X-Files is mentioned a couple times in the movie. Like, that's what the sort of fan that you want to see. And the fact that he got to be in an episode last season is so cool for him. I love it. And, he's amazing.
I love supporting, good filmmakers, but especially, like, fellow fans of things. And he's from Pakistan, and he's got this amazing story to tell, and I'm actually going to show it in one of my classes this semester.
Oh, good idea.
Because it's about intercultural communication.
Oh, of course.
And so I'm really excited to show this movie in class.
And you get to sit and watch it? Yeah. Nice. I like how you did that.
I know. I always do that. One semester, you guys, don't tell anybody, but we watched Friends with Benefits with Adam Scott. There is a lot of communication in
Friends with Kids. Friends with Kids.
Oh, dang it.
No, it's okay.
Friends with Kids.
No, it's okay.
I was hoping I could be friends with benefits.
Yeah.
But because I wanted to sit there and watch Adam Scott and John Hamm for 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Exactly. So, I think that's fair.
I think that's just a perk of the job.
It is a perk of the job. If you're going to show a movie in class, it has to be a good one.
Yeah. Nothing boring for me.
No. Mm-mm.
So take one of my classes, guys.
Yeah.
Well, horror fans, we hope that your January, you are somewhere warm and comfortable, and we're going to talk to you next week. So we'll see you in the horror section.
Bye.